What's up, everyone? This is your stream, Mr. Steven, aka The Legend, and you already know my pronouns, so I'm not gonna say it. And welcome to the Steven Factors Love on the Spectrum, Bigger and Weirder. On this tonight's episode, I'm going to be talking about autism and religion. And yes, it is a good subject when people have their own decisions and especially their beliefs. Some people really don't care about their own religion, and also they definitely have their own way. Now, as you all may know, I've been diagnosed with autism, but I was born with no religion for all my life. That's right. Some think that I could become an atheist or a Gnostic. However, I already knew who God and Jesus is. And that's why my grandma and I are teaming up to baptize me as an Episcopalian for 7 years. And then, back in 2022, I finally rebaptized as a Christian. So I decided that I'm still continuing to my faith and even my own future. So I want to give you a short paragraph for what is the meaning of autism and religion. It means that some individuals with autism may deeply engage with and find comfort in religious and spiritual rituals and traditions, while others may have limited interest or struggle with religious concepts due to their unique conjectural abilities. And I think it is a good subject because some people want to become a Christian and also want to become their own beliefs and their boundaries. But I think that this has become one of the biggest the biggest quote that everyone have their own religion, and it's true though. Some people want to focusing on themselves. They want to focusing about Jesus, and even they definitely going to church, and that is the most important thing. And some people are pretty different people as well, like Madison, for example, from Love of the Spectrum. See, she's a Christian, but also she is looking for a Christian boyfriend, also known as Tyler. And just want to let you know they're officially engaged and they've been dated and since like only a year. So she finally met her cowboy sweetheart. Also, another candidate, her name is Emma. She is a Mormon, by the way. And yeah, but also being a Mormon is working for a organization that she going to church is Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. And that's what being a Mormon is. But the question is, what is a Mormon? And just want to let you know, some Mormons have their own different beliefs than Christians. And even the Bible, they decided trying to change the Bible which is doesn't make any sense with people with autism. And that's why I'm here tonight to show what it is. And the word says Mormon means more good. That is the golden thread which is links all the sense and shades of the word. A book of scripture and a prophet and a place. And the meaning of the Mormon is a member or the follower or a millenarian Christian movement found in the U.S. in 1830 by Joseph Smith Jr. and a pastor and a member of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And in English of the Book of Mormon, it came from the mid-19th century. What the Mormon exactly believes. All men and women ever to be born, including Jesus Christ, live with God as his spirit children before his life. God wanted to each of us to come to earth and gain experience, learn and grow to become more like him. But God also knew that his children will all sin, die, and fall short of his glory. And take a look at this one, which is completely weird. What are Mormon rules on dating? When you are old enough, age 16, you ought to start dating. It is a good for the young men and women who learn to know and appreciate one another. It is good for you to go to games and dances and picnics. Okay, especially you're going back to the 1950s. Yuck. But here's the real meaning. How old when you start your first dating?
According to the Children's Trust, yet the average age for girls to start dating.
Yeah. For many kids, okay. You know what? Yeah. It's true. Teenage years. But even the word says on Mormonism, in the beginning, all people exist as spirits or intelligence in the presence of God, which is doesn't make any sense. But that was during the book of Genesis. And yes, and here's some here's the King James version, and it goes like this. In the beginning God created heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and the darkness upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And you can read all the book of Genesis in the King James version on BibleGateway.com and to learn more about information. Yeah, some people have different own beliefs. People decide trying their own ways, and even Emma's still a fan of Harry Potter theme, which is not surprised. But that's their own beliefs, that's their own ways, but also that's their own pride, period. But tonight's episode, I need to keep focusing about these two former lovebirds. And the names are Dani and Adan. Now, just want to let you know, I remember this by heart. And Adan, or Adan, oh my god, Adan, I think, I can't believe I messed up correctly. I mispronounced his name right by accident, so I truly apologize. Adan, that's Adan, okay? I'm sorry. So anyways, So it goes like this. So, on the episode of Love of the Spectrum, Adan and Dani decided to prepare for their anniversary. And just want to let you know, all the producers, they're trying to set it up together to make their sparks pretty fry. And Dani is getting ready for the deed. And she wants the deed really bad. And she found some research of it. She knows what she's doing. But I really don't know that this is going to be in the wrong place and the wrong time. So, after the cupcake situation, Adan decided to get ready for the 1 year anniversary, and Dani shows up with a beautiful dress and everything, and Adan decided to give it a book for a special, like a year in review, to be honest with you. And I really don't know who done it. It could be himself or even one of the producers, so they could entertain their viewers. Period. So I think it's a producer made it, not Adan. But if not, let me put the comments below, and maybe I will do a recap somewhere in the future. So everything went great. However, Dani decided trying to a little bit going too far moment. So she showed Dani using her animation cartoon and show Adan a very special anniversary present. And it's been revealed that Dani and Adan decided to get ready for the deed. And he knew that he think it's a joke, it's wonderful, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden they dance like I really don't know. The dance is not like an actual dance, but they need to start practicing dancing early before until their young age. And that is the most important. And let's be honest, as a man with autism, some people can't dance. Period. Parents, aunts, and uncles need to teach their children with disabilities learn to how to dance. Take some dancing lessons. Help them what the dance might be look like, or where the dance coming from, or even their pop culture. They need to practice dance that we grew up with. So during the next day, Adan is Catholic, right? And he decided trying to talk to his father. And he knew that things are definitely going too far. So he finally talked to his dad, and he knew what he definitely had to do. So Adan and Dani decided that he needs to think about it, and also he needs to respect his boundaries. But just remember, he needs to be weight. In other words, like, he wants to focusing about sex before marriage. In other words, he needs to start dating and then getting married to get to know person first, and then you have sex. That's how it goes. And it is true, by the way. And we knew that he definitely had the right points about focusing on himself, his education, and it's how it is. So, some of the scriptures of sex before marriage to be sinful, and some people are sinners. We are sinners. And they want to have sex early before they get married. And that doesn't make any sense. You have to reverse it to start getting married first, to get to know the person. Then you have sex. And when you've been waiting and started a family, you definitely go for it. So, yes, sex before marriage is a sin. And also, there's so many Bible scriptures of sex before marriage. Like Acts chapter 15, verse 20, Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1, 6, verse 13, 18. Chapter 10, verse 8, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 11, Galatians chapter 5, verse 19, Philippians chapter 5, verse 3, Colossians chapter 3, verse 5 to 1, Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3, and Jude, verse 7. You could look that thing up a little bit, but also sex before marriage is also is a morality. So that's why Adan decided to make it clear to Dani that he's not ready yet, and we don't know how long it's gonna take. However, he finally broke up with Dani, and Dani started to cry again, but not once but twice. So here's the rundown, and it goes like this. So Adan Correa and Dani Bauman ended a relationship after 18 months of dating. The breakup was caused of fundamentally incapable views of intimacy. Adan stated that he did not want to have sex before marriage due to his religious beliefs. Whereas physical intimacy was a non-negotiable priority for Dani, the topic of premarital sex caused tensions and ultimately led to their split. Here's to break down how the situation unfolded. Internal discussions early in the relationships. Dani directly asked Adan about his stance and intimacy. Adan intellectually expressed some openness to the idea, but later clarified that he did not want to engage in sexual activity before marriage. Different needs. Dani waited for over a year, hoping this physical connection would grow. However, as someone with a high need for physical affection with intimacy, she realized there were not aligned on this core issue. The breakup because of the physical intimacy was a deal breaker for Dani, and waiting was a strict personal boundary for Adan. She was ultimately end of their relationship. So, folks, it's all about Dani. Dani. Yep, it's all about Dani. Excuse me. I really don't know why that she wanted it so bad. But remember, this show is all about drama. This is a reality show, not a reality documentary. This show is way too far seriously, and she knew she's been waiting for this for a long time. But it's not gonna happen. Adan made it clear he knew what he wanted to do, but he needs to focus on himself. And I think this show, I don't care if the show might change people's lives, but I think the show is way too far seriously of his beliefs and even his personal life. So I just wish Adan all the best. Hopefully he will focus on his faith and his beliefs, but we'll see what's going to happen in the future. And that's the bottom line. If you learn more about this channel, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to see the latest videos, and also like button as well. This is your stream, Mr. Steven saying, Dola by la familia, and thank you for watching Steven Factors. Love on the spectrums, bigger and weird.